The BCFC regular season will come to an end this weekend. What a season it has been. This has been the most competitive BCFC year in quite some time. Hi, I'm Adam Cordick, host of Touchdown BC and your weekly host for BCFC game previews. This week, the 2-7 Kamloops Broncos travel to Victoria to take on the 7-1-1 Westshore Rebels. The Westshore Rebels last week clinched first place in the BCFC and will have home field advantage throughout the Cullen Cup playoffs. These two teams met back in week 4, where it was the Rebels beating the Broncos 45-32. We talked with Kamloops head coach Brad Yamaoka and got his thoughts on his team's performance this past weekend in a win against the Valley Huskers and what he expects in a rematch against the Westshore Rebels. Coach, this past weekend your team picked up its second win of the season, beating the Valley Huskers at home 38-33. What are your thoughts on your team's performance?
Well, we played well enough to win a football game, so that's always a positive. We had a few blunders at the end of the game that made it a bit of a close game, and those are the things that can happen in football. So, we just need to learn how to, again, and it's been one of our mottos for the season. We just got to learn how to win and learn how to take advantage of mistakes and eliminate our own. And for the most part, we did that. Obviously we did make some mistakes near the end of that game, but credit to Valley as well. I mean, they fought through that game, and they were down quite a bit at one point, and they fought through it and came back, and they actually had chances to win, I think, at the end there. So, it just goes to show that any given day in our league that anybody can win a football game. So, it was a good year, I think, for our guys. We got one more game coming up against Westshore here, and, hopefully we can finish it off with a positive experience and a win.
We have talked about Jordan Angove before. He has had an incredible season on defense and will have my vote for Defensive Player of the Year. Since you started coaching, have you ever seen such a dominant defensive performance like Jordan has had this year?
Yeah, he's come along a long way. We had him playing receiver the last couple of years, and I remember last year he came up to us and said, I think I want to try and play a little bit of defense, and we said, yeah, sure, let's give it a try. And he worked hard in the off season, learned some things, and our defensive coordinator Todd Wiseman, a wealth of knowledge in the backfield there, and I think he's just soaking up all that information. And he's athletic, he's fast, he's got good range, so he has a ton of potential, and probably the possibilities of moving forward with his career after his junior career is done. We're extremely happy, and it's a kudos to his hard work, and hopefully things just keep getting better for him.
This weekend you play your final game of the season against the first place Westshore Rebels. What do you want to see from your team in the finale?
Well, I think we just want to go in and compete, right? I mean, at this point in the year, I mean, we don't have really anything, to play for, and at the end of the day, too, Westshore is going in with first place locked up, so they're going to have some things to prove, I'm sure, and we just want to go in there and play a solid football game. Again, we're get some more experience to some of our young guys and get them ready to play next season, because I think, we're over the hump in the sense of, saying our guys are rookies and everything like that. They've now basically played 9 games. So, the last game of the year, I don't consider them much of rookies anymore. So they have to go in and perform and, get ready to play another season next year.
That's head coach of the Kamloops Broncos, Brad Yamaoka. Thanks, Coach. It's been great talking with you throughout this season, and good luck this weekend.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
We also talked with the Rebels head coach JC Boice and got his thoughts on his team's performance this past weekend in a win against the Langley Rams that clinched first place, and his thoughts on his team's final regular season game. Coach, this past weekend you beat the Langley Rams 38-29 to clinch first place in the BCFC. What are your thoughts on your team's performance, and how does it feel to have home field advantage in the Cullen Cup playoffs?
Well, first of all, I'm incredibly proud of our kids and our coaching staff, right? Like, it's been a heck of a build here, the way we've rose up, and that just doesn't happen without a lot of effort. And, Coach Beatty and our strength and conditioning program and our defense and all of our amazing assistant coaches have hung in there to the end. Our athletes, I felt our defense, again, played very good football. It was the best game by far for our defensive backs and our pressure. And, you know, you look at our O-line, what they do, and the way that Trey and you know, Jamel ran the ball. Man, I'm just really proud for our kids, and yeah, very excited to have home field advantage. We play really well at home, and we knew that was a big game. I was a little nervous, you know, but I just am really glad that our kids responded. We had fun. We as a team really came together and had fun that game, Adam.
We have talked a lot this season about the hard work that many people in your organization have put in on and off the field. How important has this successful season been, not just for the players, but for the fans and volunteers?
Well, you know, when you take on a program that's literally on the brink of bankruptcy and folding, and you try and breathe energy into, you know, people that, hey, we can be nationally relevant, we can be competitive, and, you know, we're going to be tough to have that, you know, confirmed in people's minds. Players, you know, certainly coaches I've mentioned, but as you mentioned, you know, the community, the fans, you know, all our board members that have so tirelessly worked, I think it's a big deal. You know, we still got a long ways to go. We're still, you know, climbing out of our hole, so to speak, as we continue to build, you know, systems and then protocols and just, you know, the continuity of the program. But we're doing it, and you know, it's been on the labor and the backs of a lot of really good people that are very tirelessly, very unselfishly given this program. And so for this, it's a great confirmation of all those people.
This weekend, you take on the Broncos in your last game. Will you be resting any of your players, or will you be treating this like any other regular season game?
Oh, we want to carry momentum, you know, into the playoffs. You know, we're going to have a new couple wrinkles we want to work on as we prepare for the playoffs. You know, we want to really improve our execution on some key plays on both sides of the ball. You know, we did some new things on specials, and while I really like the new direction we're going on specials, we've got to, you know, get some stuff cleaned up. You know, we might be resting a couple players potentially. You know, that'll be a day-by-day thing as we talk with our great training staff and our coaching staff and the athletes themselves. And, you know, we'll make that decision as we get closer to game time. But no, we're gonna come out, you know, like we would any game. This is just we're gonna be smart, but we're gonna make sure we stay in rhythm and continue to build on the great momentum. You know, these kids have worked so hard to get in the program.
That's head coach of the Westshore Rebels, JC Boice. Thanks, Coach. Good luck this weekend, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right, Adam. Thanks, man.
Well, there you have it. If you are in the Victoria area, the game between the Kamloops Broncos and the Westshore Rebels is on Saturday. Kickoff at 4 p.m. at West Hill Stadium. For more coverage of the BCFC, follow each team's Twitter account and also the BCFC's Twitter account at BCFC_media. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the games. We will see you next week for some playoff previews.